Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Mexico City for today's daily challenge where we will know that motorways always require road tiles, and we will begin with 4 traffic lights and have nothing beyond that. Motorways requiring road tiles is ucky and gross, honestly, but having 4 traffic lights and then being told that we're not getting any more is a very player-friendly stipulation, it must be noted. All right, let's run down over here. We'll redraw the green road pretty much immediately so that the pink road can come in here. And first of all, it is good to be back. It is, well, I'll tell the story real quick. I had been pretty dang burned out with work. Just, a lot of travel. It happens. It's not, it's the nature of the job. Things came up. People got hurt. I was pressed into more service than was previously estimated. I don't know why I did that in comic book guy voice, but I did. So it's a thing that happened, and I'm sorry for it. Separate this pink road, get this pink going into here, 1B, 1R, and all that. So I was pretty burned out. And I took this past Monday off. By this past Monday, I mean 2 days ago. 3 days ago, because it's Thursday now. I took Monday off work. But I didn't, turn off notifications of my phone or nothing. So, we'll take a tunnel here, because rocks. On Monday, I got an email saying, hey, heads up, just so you know, you have an in-person job on Wednesday in St. Albans, Vermont. And those of you who are well versed in the lore of the Goog will remember that a few months ago, I was supposed to go to St. Albans, Vermont for 2 jobs, and they both canceled. St. Albans, Vermont, in case you weren't aware, is 4 hours away from the _Goog's house. It is a long way. And I would have had to be at the building at 8 o'clock in the morning. So either I would have been adjusting my sleep schedule and getting up at 3:30 in the morning so as to hit the road. Actually, no, I probably would have needed to hit the road at 3:30 in the morning, which means I would have gotten up at 2:45. Or, the more reasonable, logical option, I would have gotten a hotel. And so I did. Well, not immediately, because I was off on Monday, you see. I waited, like a smart person, until Cat! Yes, I waited until Cat. No. Cat has decided that every place is the place the cat should be, which, for the most part is true, and she's adorable like that, but also, when I'm trying to put my leg in a place, and suddenly there is a cat there, it can be disturbing. Where did the cat fucked off? She's gone. She'll be back later, at some point. Anyway, I waited until Tuesday, and I booked a hotel. For Tuesday, actually. So Tuesday night, the reason we could not do Gimme Mim yesterday, or Tuesday's Cyberpunk stream, was that I had to be in not quite St. Albans, because in addition to being very far, St. Albans is very rich, and it is expensive to stay in a hotel in St. Albans. So instead I stayed at a hotel in Burlington, which is a scant 25 minutes away. It's fine. The hotel was not. Free public service announcement, please avoid at most costs. Listen, it was the cheapest hotel room, so it's understandable. The Motel 6 in Burlington, Vermont uses the goddamned worst mattresses I have ever slept on in my life. And I have slept on pull-out sofa mattresses. I have slept on decade-old pull-out sofa mattresses. I would have preferred a decade-old pull-out sofa mattress to the just here is your hotel room bed mattress at the Motel 6 in Burlington, Vermont. Anyway. So I spent the night at the Motel 6 in Burlington, Vermont, and then I made the drive to St. Albans, which is a lovely little town. It's very cute. It's very quaint. It gives Greenwich vibes in, both in the, hey, this is a very pretty town, and also the everyone here has a $1,000 million vibe. Yeah, it's very Greenwich, Connecticut in that way. Not quite as ostentatiously rich, Like, there are parts of Greenwich that are just, oh, this is where the multi-gazillionaires go to have their massive palatial estates with the long gated driveways that you can never actually see from the roads. There are also parts of Greenwich which are more, these people happen to live in Greenwich, Connecticut places that are just, this is a wealthy Connecticut town. The roads are wide, the streets are well maintained, and the people drive nice cars. But they're not super over-the-top gazillionaires or nothing. That part of Greenwich is what I was talking about. Let's take a tunnel and 20 rather than 40. I think we're fine on road, at least for the moment. And I did use the tunnel we had, so we'll get another one. Seems smart. So anyway, I get to St. Albans, Vermont, and we're in this hotel setting up for what's supposed to be an arbitration hearing. And then the two sides... You know, the lawyers start talking, and they're like, hey, let's have a chat outside. And then one of the lawyers comes back in and grabs his client and is like, hey, let's have a chat outside. And then the other of the lawyers comes back in and grabs his client and is like, hey, let's have a chat outside. And then everybody's having chats outside. And it's me and the arbitrator, who is a big fan of the Washington Nationals, just sitting and waiting and chatting, mostly, about the Washington Nationals. They're not a great team, the Washington Nationals. All right, what are we going to do here? We've got this beige road going up here to this beigeness. That's good. Unfortunately, this beige road going like this and the entrance of this beigeness being right here kind of cuts this purple business off from everything. So... I believe what we shall do is we'll take motorway number 1 and run it like so, and that only uses 7 road tiles, so that's not the end of the world. These two purple houses will swing down here, support this business. Actually, hold on. I think we need it to be these two purple houses right here because we need these two to actually go through the rock tunnel thing. Hopefully they have HM05 flash. But yeah, they can go through the rock tunnel, get down here, support this business. That should actually be A-okay. All right, you go down here. Let's shorten that motorway, maybe ever so slightly. This pink swings over to here. This pink circle is supported from both ends, but it's mostly going to be these two houses. This is going to be basically fine. I'm okay with that. Hey, I did save a road tile. Good. All right. They settled. They agreed on a settlement of the dispute of the arbitration immediately before the arbitration hearing was supposed to go on the record, which is a thing that happens. It is not a thing that had ever happened to me before, but it is a thing that happens. Sometimes you get in the room and you look at the other side of the table and you're like, why are we doing this? We should just settle this thing. And you just settle this thing. And that's better for everyone. Even me. Well, not necessarily me, but it's better for pretty much everyone involved in the case. Just settle. Just settle. It's not worth the fight. And it turned out not to be worth the fight, and they reached an agreement, and they had a settlement, and they went on with their lives. And I packed up my gear and drove home. God. And on the way back home, my car overheated again, so I filled it with coolant again. And there was traffic and congestion and road work. So much fucking road work. The good folks of Burlington, Vermont are really investing in their road maintenance all of a sudden. Every 5 miles with the... You don't care about traffic. You don't care about roads. My point is, that is the reason there was no Tuesday night Cyberpunk stream. That is the reason there was no Gimmimimim yesterday. That is the reason I am tired and achy today. And that is not the reason that there might not be a Dragon Age: the Veilguard stream tonight. The reason there might not be a Dragon Age: the Veilguard stream tonight is that I have a super long remote video job, which will require me to be in this very computer chair from 9 until allegedly 6. And, well, If I am, in fact, in this computer chair from 9 until actually 6, then 1, we won't be able to start on time, and 2, the very last thing that I will want to do in this lovely universe of ours is spend more time in this fucking computer chair. I like this computer chair. It is quite good. It is one of the better investments I have ever made. However, I think it is reasonable to say that I do not wish to spend 14 consecutive hours in it, because that is a lot of consecutive hours, and my couch exists. I could spend some of those hours on my couch. All right, or, up and moving and Listen, some people who are new to the channel thought I might have said that I would have liked to spend my time being up and mobile, which no. Anyway, so that is why there was not a show yesterday. That is the story of the adventures of the Goog. Crap. We've got an issue. We've got these purples here, which, oh boy. How are we going to solve the problem of this yellow business? That does not seem like a great situation we got going on here. All right, let's kill this yellow road. Let's kill this yellow tunnel. I'm going to pull these 2 yellows right here and probably recreate that tunnel in just a second here. This beigeness is absolutely not an issue. We'll just do that. These yellows come to here. All right, this yellow is officially mad about stuff, which, ooh. Oh, shit. I forgot about lag times. Oh, buddies. Okay. I have a plan. I actually have a plan. Let's swing this yellow back over to here. This is not what I was originally going to do, but I think it's going to work. You are a yellow. You're going to come right here. Cool. This is a PCTL. Okay. So what I had been thinking was we'd kill this purple road, we'd draw a yellow road through here, a yellow road through here, and motorway these purples down this way. That might have worked. However, I waited too long with this business being fucking dying, so now we're implementing this, which is a perfectly cromulent traffic light right the hell here, to go over there and salvage that business thing, hopefully. Theoretically. In practice, okay, good, some of these yellow cars are indeed coming up over this way. We've got 4 yellow houses here. They can probably, given a little bit of recovery time, they can support these 2 businesses with this little distance between them. One assumes and hopes and prays and such. Assumes and hopes and prays and such are good things for a person to do, right? Of course they are. All right. Here come more pinks up into here. Here come more pinks sounds like a warning of some sort. It's like, oh no, communists! Here come more pinks! No? No, I don't. Okay, fine. One of these greens just went circular, and I don't know which one. I think it was this one. I think this one's been circular, and this one just decided, ooh, I can round me. I can round me off like that. All right. This purple swings down here. Get over that away. This beigeness has just rounded itself, which, given the presence of all of these beige houses, is totally fine. We've got 2 tunnels. We'll take a motorway. Zoop this down to here. Some beige going that way, some beige over to here. So, this yellow situation is kind of ucky. Like, it was in a really bad space, so... Now, if we get another yellow house here, I might explore the potentiality of just severing this, but it looks like these are slowly catching up, so they might just be fine. So my point is, there was no Gimmim yesterday, there was no Cyberpunk stream Tuesday night. The world is generally and, it's been a lot of bad news, and I feel like sometimes I can be a downer here on the channel. So I would like to share with you, and this is going to involve reading a story from our good friends at metro.co.uk. which I have summarized, paraphrased, yoinked specific excerpts from. How about that? I have yoinked some specific excerpts from this story of metro.co.uk. Also, so we did get more yellow here, but also this rounded itself. I don't think there's a great way to do this, but we might try anyway. Now, if I just connect these yellows like so, there is the potential that these yellows could decide that this yellow house business is their problem, which is not what I want them to do. However, well, I mean, I could just draw a lengthy motorway. Actually, if we chop motorway number 2, we bop this, I've got 51 road tiles. Roads are made to be used, right? We just do that. Like, yeah, that takes 16 road tiles, but that's fine. That's the name of a movie, right? It's got Molly Ringwald and other teen stars of the 80s or something. 16 road tiles? I don't think so. Anyway, 16 road tiles would help if I said the words properly, but 16 road tiles is, in fact, at least for now, the title of the episode. So, allow me now to read from metro.co.uk a piece of good news, which you may have heard before, but it's my show. I'm going to share some good news when we have it. Asher Watkins, 52, was tracking a 1.3-ton Cape Buffalo bull known as the Black Death in the 50,000 acre Bombasana concession on Sunday when it suddenly charged at him at 35 miles per hour. It slammed into the 52-year-old after becoming increasingly agitated and killed him almost instantly. Asher, a ranch trader from Texas, said he believed hunting was a vital part of preserving wildlife and has his social media filled with photos of him next to dead mountain lions and wildfowl. While in Argentina, he boasted of killing thousands of doves in just 3 days with friends. A close friend of Asher's said, quote, "He spent every spare moment he could with his daughter Savannah and shared his life with her, and nobody could love a daughter more than he did." Asher owned Watkins Ranch Group, which sold exclusive ranches priced between 1 and 30 million pounds. A Cape Buffalo can weigh 1.5 tons and be 11 feet long and 5 feet 6 inches tall, and their horns are joined by a solid lump of bone across the forehead with its point tips 4 feet apart. They are unpredictable and aggressive, and its only predators are humans and lions. The safari website describes the animal as, quote, "the most dangerous to pursue in Africa," end quote. To sum up, this stupid rich poacher motherfucker went and tried to hunt him a buffalo, which everyone who knows shit says, hey, don't do that, and he got his stupid ass killed. This has been a bit of good news. This yellow business over here is fucked for some reason, probably just adjusting to its new motorway number 2 based reality. I'm going to assume that that was just a little bit of, hey, what's going on here? Why do I suddenly have cars? Everybody stop everything for a second. This pink road here was nice and well thought out, but is about to screw me over. Also, while I was dealing with that, this greenhouse spawned, which is actually quite annoying. But, you know, we're still generally fine. We'll just tunnel ourselves over to here, hook in down the bottom like such, and the 6 of you will come over here support this business. You have gone circular, which is annoying, but we do have, well, actually, see, because this is also a circle, so perhaps I was about to say the thing is, and then I realized that I'm not an AI-generated YouTube short, as far as you know. So this beige will go over here. We'll have 4 houses support this business. These beiges will swing down here. We have these 2 support this. And the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you will come up here and take care of that. Everybody go. We've also got just an absolute assload of beiges over here, which we could theoretically do stuff with, I guess. I don't know, man. It's probably fine. Let's do... I'm going to do something stupid real quick. Just for fun, skis. We're going to kill and murder this purple tunnel. And the reason for that is so that we can take these purple houses right here, the 1, 2, 3 of these. We're going to take these purple houses and add them to motorway number 1, supporting this purple circle. We're then going to take these 2 purples from up here, which had previously not been used for nothing. Doot, doot, and doot. There. So this road will now come over this way, support this business. That'll be fine. These oranges will take care of that. Oh no, I'm Fleming. Oh, God. Pain. All right. Are we better now? We might be better now. All right. Add this beige house over to here. This pink has now gone circular, which is still basically fine. I'm okay with it. Get a little bit more green going over here to this circle. Things seem to be generally in a fairly good shape. I'm going to... Actually, no, I can't. I thought I could point this yellow house east and use a tiny tunnel to hook it around like so. I can, in fact, not do that. So, bit of an issue, but, you know, we'll deal. Speaking of things with which we will deal, we've got this green business over here, currently unattended. I also have all of these greenhouses up here, presently doing nothing. What if we were to make friends? You oranges swing down that way, that'll be fine. Motorway number 3 swoops itself in like so. That uses 18 whole-ass entire road tiles, but we'll be fine. Hey, wait a second. These 2 orange houses have just kind of been chilling here for, like, ever. Why don't they do stuff? Why don't they get on this obvious orange road and go over that way and support that business and make everything good? That seems entirely too logical when you think about it. Now, well, we're going to try it anyway. Speaking of which, we'll take a few more beige houses, toss them on this beige road, support this beigeness. Ooh, hi there. You're a couple friendly greenhouses. I like to see you. What if we were to do that and then chop and murder this motorway? Save me a whole bucket of roads or something. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Now, we can swing in this manner, like so. 4 more orange houses come down here, support this orange business. This orange circle has been wholly and completely fucked, apparently. I'm not quite sure why, but, you know. This purple's mad, which, frankly, doesn't make sense, but, you know, we're not necessarily in the business of purple road house usage criticism, I guess. Take another motorway, toss this, disconnect that. That's a net bonus of 2 purples for vroop, 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 and vroop down here. You can't point diagonally, right? Okay, yeah, you would be pointing directly into the... Okay, I understand that. Oh, hi! Hi, how long have you existed? Hold on, friend. I'm sorry. I don't know how long this orange business has existed, but I just discovered it right as it was dying. Which, well... It's not as good as discovering it right when it spawns, but it's better than discovering it after it dies. I think maybe you're gonna be okay. Like, potentially we can route some oranges into here as they come retreating from their own? No, I think you're doomed, actually. Yeah. Yeah, you were just doomed, actually. Son of a bitch. 3,090 commuters over 93 days sure is a score. Top 10% in the world, not as good as our dear friend Samurai Sam. It is, as it always is. Drop those Samurai Slams in the chat if you've got them. In the meantime, we shall bring up, no, not the schedule graphic, Goog, that is for later. We shall bring up the Wordle. Hello, Wordle. All right, what is the Wordle today? The Wordle today is plant, obviously. No? All right, fine. Well, it's not, but it could have been. The Wordle today is large. No? All right, fine. I suppose we'll have to get better. So, it could be coral. Could definitely be coral. It is, in fact, coral. All right, fine. That's good Wordling. Well done. Perfectly fine execution. Got the Wordle in 3. Away goes the don't tell me the answer text, because if you know where we are in time, guesser, just say so. Judging by these two, my immediate thought is that we're at Disney World, because we've got like a Sleeping Beauty looking lady and a Rapunzel looking lady, like Rapunzel from Tangled. But let's get a little more Let's get a little more All right, what is this? This is the Gutenberg Bible. Oh, okay. So these ladies are just dressed like that, huh? Okay. So hold on. If this is the Gutenberg Bible on display here, are we at like the National Museum of England or something? Is this literally the... Oh, no. Hold on. Wait. I think I might know where we are. Friends, I think I might know where we are. I have an idea. It's a hunch. It's a bit of a leap. It's a bit of a stretch, but I think I know where we are. All right. When are we at the Library of Congress? Why is there a fancy light show? Why do we have dramatic and spooky lighting under the bust of George Washington? Ooh! I don't know. So there's a party at the Library of Congress. Interesting. There might be a Ren Fair at the Library of Congress. Okay, first of all, a Ren Fair at the Library of Congress is the title of the episode. I don't care that it's lengthy, it's funny. Ren Fair at the Library of Congress. Lovely. Second. All right, so reading is sexy, says this lady. What manner of phone do you have? You know, fairly modern. All right, so yeah, fairly modern. So it's a costume ball at the Library of Congress. Is this just Halloween 2024? It could be Halloween 2024. I don't know, man. I don't see any particularly timely Halloween costumes from 2024. Oh, this gentleman appears to be dressed as Teoscar Hernandez, I think. I don't know who wears number 48 for the Dodgers. Hold on. Let's see if we can go Dodgers roster by number. Can we find Dodgers roster by number? Yes, we can. By which we can find the Dodgers roster and then just look at the numbers of the players. Blake Trinan's number 49. There are a good number of reasons why this gentleman in particular might not be interested in celebrating Blake Trinan. Teoscar Hernandez wears number 37. There is not a number 48 among the active Los Angeles Dodgers. And if we look at the 40 man, maybe there's some guy who was up. Brusdar Gatterall. Brusdar Gatterall wears 48. Okay. All right. So we got a Brusdar Gatterall cosplayer. Interesting. It's a deep cut, but I appreciate it. He's just off in the corner with Han Solo. It's a very Han Solo move to sneak off to an abandoned corner of the Library of Congress to have a swig from your flask. Way to be method. Oh, God. All right. I've cracked me up quite enough. I don't think we're going to find any particular year here. So let's just go to the Library of Congress, which is somewhere around here. I don't actually know where, but it's got to be close to stuff. This is generally tiny place, Washington, D.C., as far as places go. The Union Station and the National Gallery of Art is probably somewhere around here. The National Archives, the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum, the Museum of National History, the Museum of American History, African American History and Culture, the Washington Monument. One of these has got to be the fucking Library of fucking Congress, right? Right? You got Ford's Theater and the National Portrait Gallery and the Carnegie Library and the Unconventional Diner. Ow. Oh, wait. I saw something called Library of Congress Tunnel. Cool. So that tells me we're at the Library of Congress. Great. Oh, and we're at Library of Congress Federal Credit Union. Oh, God. All right, so we are at the Library of Congress. It is, 2022. It is, in fact, 2024. I was wrong. But we were right on location, so. I should have just said 2024. I did say 2024, and then I changed my mind. Sad. All right, so we're in China. Don't tell me how I know. It's just a hunch. This is a big famous thing. Is this like the entrance to the Forbidden City? I think. And this guy is head of the Club Mao. I think that's what they called him, right? He was head of the Club Mao. All right. Let's see here. And we got some folk selling art, some folk examining art. Guy on a bike. Guy on a bike is very... Tell us exactly when this is, isn't it? All right. So this is just outside the Forbidden City in Beijing, China in 1977? 1977? Yeah, fuck it. I don't remember when you were no longer in power, buddy, but you look to be kind of on the outskirts of your downslope of you're old. You look old. So, wait, not Beijing, Shanghai. Shanghai? I think Shanghai. The Forbidden City's in Shanghai, right? Am I wrong about that? I think I might be wrong about that. I think I'm wrong about that. Back out. Back out. Wrong about stuff. Wrong about stuff. Oh no. Oh no, I was wrong about stuff. Alright, let's try this. That's better. That's more square. There we go. There we go. This is much more square. It's a particular kind of square, in fact. Where did you put the place we're not supposed to be, China? Where did you put the place we're not supposed to be? Is it near the Temple of Heaven? I don't think it's near the Temple of Heaven. Fuck. The fuck did you put the Forbidden City, China? Don't make me put a pin in Tiananmen Square. I will drop a pin in Tiananmen Square if you don't tell me where your fucking Forbidden City is, China. Dang it. It's gonna be wrong, though. Is the thing. Fuck. Yeah, all right. Oh, wait. Summer Palace? Summer Palace near that? No. All right. We got the Central Party School of the Communist Party of China. That's nice. Yeah, okay. I don't know where the fucking Forbidden City is, so I could be wrong about stuff. I could be near the National Center for the Performing Arts. Here. We'll drop a pin in technically Tiananmen Square, because I think if I'm going to guess up this way. Yeah, all right. And what do we say, 1977? It seems conceptually possible. It was 1980, and also, I was fucking dead on. I was correct to drop a pin in Tiananmen Square. Good. All right. So Gianni has disgraced the UN, according to these signs. These folk are quite mad at the UN. Kibris Turku Hindi... Nope, okay, can't read that. 120,000 Turkish Cypriots expect the UN to do its duty. Okay. The UN must answer, where are the murderers of innocent Turkish children and men? Okay, I have some advice, and I realize this is a bit retrospective because this isn't exactly a present-day protest. You cannot make your of this tiny. I'm sorry. Your astroturfed signage here, because look, these are clearly, obviously, these signs were all made by the same person. Maybe one legitimately motivated individual produced all of these signs and then just passed them out, but anyway. You've got space, right? You've got, like, you could have just made this of big and stretched out. Like, you could fit murderers of innocent on this line in this sign. Or you could have said, strike the word murderers, put killers up here, and then you've got of innocent. Or you could just strike the and men. I realize that women probably died in whatever these people are mad about, but you could have just, like, children is the money shot. So hold on. We're gonna swiftly move on after I note that I'm once again changing the title of the episode and possibly getting myself in trouble. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fine. So our friends here are Turks or Turk adjacent. This flag, if I was a person who recognized flags, that would be very helpful to me. I'm going to guess that it's the flag of Turkey, given context and the fact that I think it kind of might actually be the flag of Turkey. So, all right. So we got a whole bunch of people mad at something Turkish Cypriots. So that's people from Turkey who live on Cyprus. I think that's what a Cypriot is. And Cyprus is somewhere around here. It's like a Greek island, isn't it? So, nope, that's Crete. The Cyprus is similarly situated. There's Rhodes. You can see what Rhodes is because it's colossal. There's Lefkos and Carpathos. Probably not Cyprus, but you got the South Aegean and the Cyclades and Michael Corleone's girlfriend. That's nice. All right. So, well, just because I have no idea, bud. All right. So you got some Turkish people. We're gonna say that they're probably a little bit closer to Greece than your typical. We're in Turkey. Might as well put the pin in Istanbul situation. So we're gonna say that all of these folk are mad and they've amassed in Bursa. Everybody in Bursa is angry at the United Nations, rather famously. This photograph was taken in I was going to say I'm not moving the thing, but 1962 feels just a skosh late, so we're going to say it's 1958. It was, in fact, 1964, and Cyprus is down here. Thousands of Turkish Cypriots gathered in Nicosia's Ataturk Square to protest against the recently deployed UN peacekeeping force, which the demonstrators accused of failing to protect their community. Oh, I see. Well, that's bad. All right. Next and perhaps last, we've got what looks like a Soviet space museum. We've got various satellite crafts and language in Russian. Cool. All right. So this is like a museum in Moscow, probably, in a time when this shit would have been, well, I guess this shit might be displayed in Russian now, but this is 1977 again. It's probably not 1977 again, but yeah, we're in 1976. Sam scored 47,171 in this game. Sam, is there any game you're not just massively better than me at? Because holy shit, dude. All right. Hello, Jeremy. Good morning. Yeah, Overwatch. Probably Overwatch. If Sam played Overwatch for 6 months, he'd be better than me at Overwatch. Let's see here. Let's go to Moscow, drop a pin in the first spacey museum we find. Do they do spacey museums in Moscow? Probably. I don't know. They do Kremlins. They got a Kremlin. They got an academic Bolshoi theater. All right. Okay, see, the problem is a lot of these titles are in Russian, so it's probably not at the State Museum of Oriental Art. I don't feel like... I think if you saw this display at the State Museum of Oriental Art, you'd be like, Duh? No, not duh. Oh, and now I've said all of the Russian I know, which is unfortunate. Shouldn't have said any of the Russian I know. Fuck, man. It's... Okay, well, that's the symbol for... I have no idea. Here, are we at this fast food joint? No. Are we at whatever in God's name this is? I don't think so, but it might be yeah, okay, fine. We're here. We are exactly here. It is 1981. I lied. It's 1981, and we're right there, obviously. We were just a couple miles away in 1975. All right, fine. We take those, sort of. Propaganda to Portugal. Hey, did you ever hear Portugal's great? It's like tinier than Spain and more Western than Spain, and both of those are awesome, he says, being a fat man from the eastern United States, but still, Portugal, it rules. All right, so we've done our Portugal propaganda. This is Teatro República. Cool. So, are we just advertising Portugal, or is this like an agency? I think this is like an agency. This is like, yeah, okay. This is the Society of Propaganda of Portugal. Cool. Got it. Jeremy has noticed this isn't the usual gimmimimim, possibly because we already did worse than Sam in the daily challenge, which is the thing that happens. All right, what exactly is happening here? This looks like a very fancy funeral, actually. Like everybody's dressed in black, and we got dark covered horses and such, and big old flowers and everything. Sorry, did a Portuguese queen die? I think I would have heard if a Portuguese queen died, but judging from the fashion of these folk, it seems as though this theoretical Portuguese queen died in like 1916. So, yeah. All right. Well, rest in peace, you turn-of-the-century Portuguese queen. Let's drop a pin in Lisbon near the, I don't know, man, the Castelo de San Jorge? No, Sao Jorge. The oldest traffic sign in the world. I'm sorry. Why is there a pin on the map? Well, all right. Here, we're right next to the oldest traffic sign in the world. In 1916. Oh, God. It was 1916, and I was just a kilometer away from the oldest traffic sign in the world. 44,843 is a very good score, but not as good as Samurai Sam. Everybody drop yet more Samurai Slams in the chat. God, for today's Immaculate Grid, we need Pirates and Astros and A's and Diamondbacks and dudes what drove in 100 runs and dudes what won 200 games in their career. Now, a Houston Astro who won 200 games in his career is Andy Pettitte. And an Oakland A who achieved the feat is Catfish Hunter? No, I think he was a reliever for a while. It's the same reason I'm not putting Dennis Eckersley. He was also a reliever for a while. Did Barry Zito get to 200 wins? I don't think so, because he was only good for like half of his career. Pretty much once he went to the Giants, he kind of sucked. He had a couple of all right seasons, but I don't think a good first half of a career and then a couple of all right seasons is going to get a pitcher to 200 wins. 200 wins is a lot of wins. What about, well, maybe there's some pitcher who snuck onto the A's at John Lester. Did John Lester get to 200 wins? He was very good. He was good for a long time. 200 wins is a lot of wins. I don't know, man. Like, John Lester was a rookie in 2007, and I think he was out of baseball in 2020. That's like 13 seasons. Would have had to average like 15 wins a year for 13 years. And even that only gets him to 195. Man, 200 wins is so many wins. Fuck. All right, an Oakland A who had 100 RBI in a season is Jason Giambi, not Jeremy. Jason, he did it. An A who was also a Diamondback is, my first thought was Jed Lowry, but my first thought was wrong. So, Diamondback who was also an Astro is our chance to hit the Zach Greinke button today. An Astro who had 100 RBI in a season is Derek Bell, probably. That feels like a bit of a pull, but I also think I'm correct. So, hey, I was right about something. Yay. Jeremy will admit there's been a lot of me being mad about the fact you started writing out one of your decks. Edge of Eternities has a lot of good cards for one of the other ones. I have not looked too deep at the cards for Edge of Eternities, which is the new Magic the Gathering set. The one thing that I've noticed about it, and which I think is that they've introduced a spaceship mechanic. And listen, Hasbro is a company that likes making money, right? It could safely be said that they enjoy making money. If they were to decide, you know, they're doing Universes Beyond, they're integrating other media, they're monetizing the rot very well over there at Hasbro. I'm just saying, there's probably a deal to be struck with the good folk at Disney, depending on how much they really want to make Lorcana a thing. And there's definitely a deal to be struck with the not-so-good folk at Electronic Arts. And the not-so-good folk at Electronic Arts happen to be the ultimate owners of a little property you may have heard of by the name of Mass Effect. And, friends, I want to let you know right now. I'm on a journey of finance here at the _Goog, by which I mean I have a rough sketch of a 5-year plan to not be in low 5 figures of credit card debt. If they release a fucking Magic the Gathering set with fucking Mass Effect, I'm going bankrupt. I might lose my house. I might just keep my house because I would need a place to keep my Magic the Gathering cards. I will buy every one. I will buy 5. I know I will buy 5, at least 5 of every fucking Magic the Effecting. Can't think of a funny way to say it. You know what I mean. And there are probably at least 4 other people in the universe like me. And between the 5 of us, like among the 5 of us, we would keep Electronic Arts in the black for a good hour and a half, based solely on our purchases of Magic the Gathering Mass Effect cards. It is a thing that would happen. And God, I hope they would be mechanically good. I'm so happy that the Final Fantasy set included mechanically useful, fun, and interesting cards. Magic does have a relationship with Disney. Like, there's a Spider-Man set that's happening. Now, granted, the digital rights for that got so fucked that there's also a second Spider-themed superhero set that's happening exclusively for Magic Arena that has nothing to do with physical cards, which is stupid. But, you know, there's that. So they have a relationship with Marvel, which means they have a relationship with Disney. They could have a relationship with Lucasfilm, by which they have a relationship with Disney. It's conceptually possible. Anyway, a Pittsburgh Pirate who drove in 100 runs in a season is probably Jason Bay. It seems like the kind of thing he would have done. He was good at baseball and all that. A Pittsburgh Pirate who played for the Diamondbacks is Francisco Liriano. I don't think he was a Diamondback. A Pirate who had 200 wins in his career is name a historically great Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher. I'll wait. It's not Garrett Cole. It's not A.J. Burnett. It's not... Fuck. Oh, God. Is it Doug Drabek? No, it's not Doug Drabek. Oh, Tim Wakefield got to 200 wins? I thought he retired at 199. No, you're right, Sam. Tim Wakefield, 200 wins. A Pittsburgh Pirate who had 200 wins in his career is Mr. Timothy Wakefield. Oakland... I keep coming back to John Lester. It's not John Lester. I don't think John Lester got 200 wins. John Lester was a very good pitcher. But he was not a very good pitcher for, like, forever. He was a very good pitcher for, like, a decade. And if you're a very good pitcher for, like, a decade, you get, like, 150 wins. Maybe 170. If this said 170 wins, I'd put John Lester here. I don't think John Lester got to 200 wins. I could be wrong about stuff. It's entirely possible that I'm just fucking wrong about stuff. But I don't think John is a fairly frequently mentioned grid pitcher you haven't mentioned yet that fits. Huh. Interesting. Bartolo Colon? Bartolo Colon got to 200 wins. Yeah! Yeah, thank you, Sam. Bartolo Colon, an Oakland A who amassed 200 wins in his career. All right, now we must name some Diamondbacks. Oh, God. All right. Oakland A who played for the... Was Yoenis Cespedes a Diamondback? I don't think so. Oh, Lester got to exactly 200 wins. Good for him. Good for John Lester. Catfish Hunter does fit the square. Dennis Eckersley does not. John Lester got to exactly 200 wins. I see. Yeah, I don't think Yoenis Cespedes was a Diamondback. It's entirely possible that I'm wrong about that. Josh Donaldson wasn't a Diamondback. Shea Hillenbrand didn't play for the A's. Christian Walker never played for the A's. Paul Goldschmidt never played. Luis Gonzalez. Tony Womack never played for the A's. Just naming dudes from the 2001. I said he wasn't a Diamondback. Did I say he wasn't a Donald back? Well, that's wrong. Josh Donaldson is very much a Donald back. Oh, God. Was there a Pirate who was also an A? I mean, yes, but a Diamondback. Shit, man. Well, Jeremy, your first mistake is consulting Grok, so... But yeah, there was a guy with a V who played catcher for the Red Sox. He was good. Oh, boy. Oh, what are we going to do about these Diamondbacks? We're going to name a bunch of them and see if any of them played for teams. Sad. All right. Well, Pete Shurik was never a Diamondback. I'm not entirely positive that he was active when they existed. I think he was. Yeah, don't do that. Don't interact with Grok is bad. And Nazi, but also bad. Actually, mother of God. Well, Jeremy Giambi was an A, but I don't think he was a Diamondback. Octavio Dotel was an A. Johnny Cueto was a Pirate, I think. Andrew McCutcheon's a Pirate. He never played for the Diamondbacks, though. Mark Grace was a Diamondback. He never played for the A's or the Pirates. Matt Williams was a Diamondback. Already mentioned Paul Goldschmidt. Brett Lawrie, I think, was a Diamondback. He was also a Blue Jay. That doesn't help. Was Derek Lowe a Diamondback? Now I'm just making shit up. Boy, this is going to go bad, folks. I don't have a good feeling about this one at all. Didn't the Diamondbacks have, what, J.J. Putz? J.J. Putz was a Diamondback. He was not an A or a Pirate, though, so... All right, fuck it. We're taking semi-informed stabs. Francisco Liriano was a Pirate and a Diamondback? Nope. Fine. Jed Lowry was an A and a Diamondback? Nope. Eric Burns and Jay Bell. All right, I don't feel bad about missing squares where the most popular choices are Eric Burns and Jay Bell. I'm not going to feel bad about that. Folks, that will do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. Here's the plan, which is, the same plan we showed back on Tuesday. It's going to be up in the air, unfortunately. I just don't know when this job is going to wrap up. As soon as I do know, or as soon as it's, 4:45 and I've been in the chair all day and, oh my God, get me away from this, I'll let you know. So check the Discord server. Come on back later this evening. Fingers crossed we'll do Dragon Age the Veilguard. But in all likelihood, I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Eastern for another edition of Good Morning Mini Motorways. Until then, hope you have a lovely day, everybody. Goodbye. I didn't mention the colon. What do you mean I didn't mention the... I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I did. I talked about it. We talked... This is the end screen.